together first time in January of 2011, about a year ago. And initially, as was shown kind of in that mini commercial, the company that we came up with was named QR Code City. And we created 2 products that took us about a month to a month and a half. We created a website, which was qrcodecity.com at the time, where you could create custom QR code campaigns. And then we created an app that you could scan QR codes. And so, going back to that Christmas night when I was researching QR codes, there were hundreds of websites I came across that were doing just this, where you could create QR codes. And there were hundreds, both on Android and iPhone, of apps that were doing just what we're doing, scanning QR codes or barcodes. But the thing that I struggled with was every time I went to one of those websites, it was an ugly experience, it was a poor website, didn't have the functionality I wanted in it, especially coming from a design background. And then on the app, I was like, maybe this app works, but the icon is just ugly, I don't want that on my home screen. And so really, when I pitched that in Kirk, I was like, look, there's a very crowded space. I don't think anyone's doing it right. You know, you guys are talented guys. Let me put together a pretty, interface. You guys power it, and we'll just put it out there for free. Fun little project. Again, it only took us about a month. And Kirk, being a little more numbers-minded than the rest of us, he said, well, we should set some goals. And he's like, yeah, whatever you want to do. So he said, let's try to somehow, some way make $5,000 off of this. And let's see if we can get 1 million downloads by the end of the year. I was like, so this sounds pretty lofty to me, but okay, let's do it. And he wrote it down. Anyways, we entered the BYU Business Plan competition. We lost to a company called Collude. And then we submitted, the top 2 got submitted for nationals, and we got accepted into nationals. And that was the first time we ever interfaced with any investors. Before that time, I didn't know what an investor was. I had seen The Social Network, and I had seen Shark Tank. And so that was my experience with investors. And at least the way my BYU professors talked about investors, I just you know what, that world is not for me. That's the reason why I built the team that I did, so we would have the skills not to have to raise money. Everything we wanted to build, we could build ourselves. Anyways, we ended up doing quite well at the Rest Business Plan competition. We won $30,000 cash, and a lot of investors at that time started inviting us to meet with them. Again, having hard feelings towards the investor world, we were turning down those meetings at first. It was when we reached our 1 million download goal after 3 months. That was with zero marketing on our end. The way it took off, it was funny, because the very first night the app was live in the App Store, I was going crazy. I was taking screenshots of it in the App Store just because I was so excited. I went to a party and I was up on the table saying everybody download my app, and I got 12 people to download it. I was very excited about that. So the next day I go to our little team meeting and said, hey guys, I got 12 people to download our app. I give and check the analytics, have you? We got 2,000 our first night. And it was at 2,000 the first night, and it never went down from there. And it was 5,000 a day, then 10,000 a day, up until we reached about 85,000 a day, which is a little more than 1 a second. It was at that point that our ranking continued to grow, and I just take pictures of it daily. This was the highest, the screenshot on the right, was the highest we ever reached. And we passed Angry Birds, and we passed Facebook, and we made it into the top 10 overall in the free App Store. And that was, those were good days for us. But the funny, it was like give and take. When we were getting downloads from people looking for a QR reader, they'd give us a 5-star rating. It was a great app. When people would find us just because it was by Angry Birds, we'd get 1-star ratings. These people would I tried to scan my friend's face and nothing happened. What's up with that? Yeah, so it was minuses and pluses to it. But it was, that ranking where we just got hounded and hounded by investors. And it was finally when investors come out to San Francisco, it'll at least be a good vacation. So I tell my professor, what should I do? And he's like, well, you should, before you go out there, you should meet with some Utah investors and see what they think about you. And so that's when I learned that Utah hated the way I was pitching. I met with these Utah investors, and I go to my professor at BYU, and I said, so how's this going to work? And he gave me these instructions. He said, your pitch deck should be 80% financial, pro forma, market. I can't even repeat what that stuff is. But then 10% should be about the team, 10% about the product. So I made that pitch deck, and he's like, you need to dress nicer than them, so whatever they're wearing, dress a level up. You can play it safe, just wear a very nice suit. So I did that. Anyways, I'm very, very bad about talking about something that I don't understand. I'm very bad at faking it. And the investors in Utah saw right through it, and they just didn't like me. And I tried to switch things around, and anyways, they said, no, 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 no. And by that point, I was like, I'm super bummed about going out to San Francisco. They're just going to eat me alive. And it was at that time I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it my way. And that's when I came up with kind of like a uniform. I hate to call it an outfit. It sounds girly. So we'll call it a uniform. And I was like, hey, this is me. I'm going to wear this every meeting out in San Francisco. And so I go out there, and my first meeting was with Andreessen Horowitz. Didn't know what that name was. I didn't really care at the time. But since then I've learned that that's a good name. Anyways, so I take my taxi, drops me off at Andreessen Horowitz. I'm there 2 hours early. Well, what am I going to do for 2 hours? I open up my phone, search what's nearby, and I'll send these pin markers. It's Sound Hill Road, Andreessen Horowitz, Kleiner Perkins, DFJ Mercury, Greylock. Everyone's there on Sound Hill Road. But I didn't know any of these names. I wasn't sure if that's like, is Kleiner Perkins a grocery store or a cafe or like a VC firm? So I go to their website. Oh, good, it's a VC firm. I should go meet with them. Anyway, so for that 2 hours I was waiting for Andreessen, I literally walked down Sand Hill Road, going door to door. And I would walk in, and they'd look at me like, who's this scrub? And I would talk to the secretary, the gatekeeper, and I'd be like, hey, I have a meeting with Andreessen Horowitz, and it's not for 2 hours, so is someone here that I could talk to in the meantime? She's just looking at me like, who are you? And I was like, she's like, do you know what we do here? I'm like, yeah, you're an investment firm, right? So are they. Do you even have like a business plan? Yeah, it's my backpack, right? Got it. And she's like, I'll tell you what, like, here's your business card. Email us your slide deck, and then we'll have you back. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I go to the next one. Anyways, I probably went to like 6 to 8 different ones, and every single one of them said no to me. Anyways, but finally I get into my meeting, and they love me. And they introduce me to their friends, who introduce me to their friends, who introduce me to their friends. And mind you, during this time I'm still going to school, and I'm still playing soccer, right? So when they started inviting me out, I would say, look, like, I've got class, which I don't really care about, but I have soccer practice. And if I have soccer practice at 8 a.m. on Monday and 8 a.m. on Wednesday, I can fly out after practice on Monday, but you need to make sure you have me back by the next day's soccer practice. So my wife can attest that I literally would wake up at 4 a.m. from my Provo apartment, drive to San Francisco to get on a 6 a.m. flight to San Francisco, fly out there, have meetings throughout the day, and then catch the midnight flight back. Be back crawling in bed by 1 a.m. the next morning and have soccer practice. And I woke up at 8 a.m. And I did that for 2 months, took 55 flights. I threw up Southwest logo. Here, shout out for them for handling my crazy schedule and letting me change flights on the dime as I needed to, and not charging me. And then the screenshot there on the left is the 25th time I checked into the Salt Lake airport, all within like a month. It was a crazy, crazy time. It was a lot of fun. With an LDS background, I served a mission in Russia, and I just remember you'd like fill up your daily planner, not your Parker's planner, but your daily planner, and just like, you just would like work the system. And anyway, that's what I did at San Francisco. I created this map, and every trip, this was one trip. Every trip I'd go out there, I'd locate all these meetings I had, shuffle around where I needed them, and say, okay, I'm going to start at the top of San Francisco and work my way down to Sand Hill Road, and you have to reach 45 minutes, so I can take that 15 minutes to get to my next one. And I did that day to day again for 2 months. Anyways, here's a few pics. My first meeting with Facebook, first meeting with Google, one with Intel Capital here. But again, always the same uniform. It was a really fun time for me. There was one day that, this is one of the ones where I came across the journal, and I was like, man, I can't believe that happened. What a crazy day as I read through this day in my journal. I woke up to an email saying, from one of our investors saying, hey, there's someone who I want to introduce you to, can you take a phone call? It happened to be the management team of Lady Gaga. And then I checked that email, like, sure, I can take that phone call. And then the next email is from a Mr. A, and I was like, who's this Mr. A? And then the next email is from an investor saying, oh, and there's another person I want to introduce you to. His email will say Mr. A is Ashton Kutcher. And I was like, hey, this is getting pretty crazy. And then, hey, can you take one more phone call? It's a guy, you really like him. founded Dave. His name was Kevin Rose. And so by this time I'm starting, well, like I didn't know who Andreessen Horowitz is, but obviously I know who Lady Gaga and Ashton Kutcher are. But I chose to share this picture with it because it was that same day that for the very first time I was able to start for the BYU soccer team. I came as a walk-on, which didn't really happen that often for BYU. So it was a fun day of going, Ashton Kutcher, Lady Gaga and her team, Kevin Rose, and then the first time I ever started for the BYU soccer team. And the guys on the team were like incredibly helpful and like supportive. They also didn't know what it was. To them, kind of like to me, it was just all this fun game. Like, let's see how many times Garret can take a flight without coach knowing. And we had a team rule that like when you're with the team, you're with the team. You don't take phone calls. But if Ashton Kutcher's going to give you a phone call, or one of these investors is going to give you a phone call, you need to answer. So on the team bus, we had this thing where if I got a phone call, I'd run to the back, everyone knew it. They'd like toss their like warm-up jackets or whatever over me so the coach didn't see me. And I would take these phone calls with the investors on the back of the bus. With the soccer team. Anyways, I'll kind of like chat while this video plays. The investors were, as they started to like get serious with us and like, hey, we're gonna take a deal with you, but we need you to like, are you serious about school? Are you serious about soccer? We need to drop out like immediately. And I told them, I was like, look, I only have like 2 more months of the soccer season, and it can actually be somewhat beneficial to the business. And like, how so? I was like, well, and I didn't have a good answer for them. Anyways, I went home that weekend and we had our soccer game, and it was broadcast on BYU TV, arguably like national worldwide television, depending on who's watching. Anyways, so I send them this clip, and if you can hear the announcers, they're talking about our business.
Carrying the boarding pass with his student does that same technology. So. And I think he's just a sophomore or junior. So not a ton of time left, but he and his wife debated whether he should pursue that full time or finish school. I would have liked to be in that commitment. James Baker wheels around, 82nd minute.
He's just staying in school to play soccer, let's be honest.
Yeah, seriously.
They were on me.
Gee's hustle as he draws the corner. Fresh legs doing well there.
Fresh legs and kind of applying that effort there. As Gee slides, just keeps that in. Girl not supposed to come in and give up the corner kick there. Little smile on Gee's face as he gets up.
And so yeah, I mean, it was literally his Google mentions were giving me a hard time. I was like, look, it can be somewhat beneficial. They're talking about my business. And kind of help like make me look good. And this time I had never scored a goal for BYU in my career.
Our post, Jace Green, was in there, ball post, and scores! BYU makes it 2-0.
So after 10 minutes of them talking about my business, I put in my first ever goal. And if you're a soccer fan, you see my goal, like, nothing too special. Like, it was right in front of the net, I tapped it in. You could see how I ran like it was my birthday. Like, I was freaking out. It probably looked so foolish, but I was loving it. Here we'll see just like how deep this goal was. Had I missed that? Yeah. Silliest goal ever, but the investors loved it. They're like, okay, like, forget about school, but like, play it the rest of the season.